So thanks for reminding that हमें recording करना है. That shows that
Yeah,
right.
the
Right.
audience is a lot more aware.
तो हम सब कुछ देख रहे हैं. अब ये हमारा सैलरी कट देख रहे हैं, हमारे बिजनेस में चैलेंजेस हो रहे देख रहे हैं, हम सब कुछ देख रहे हैं, घर को कैसे चलाएं, इतने सारे इश्यूज हो रहे हैं, आई एम फेसिंग देयर इज रिलेशनशिप व्हिच आर गोइंग ऑन एंड व्हाट नॉट. सारी चीज चल रही है, सब आप देख रहे हैं, बट देयर इज वन थिंग आई एम नॉट giving attention to is the screen, which is my own self. So what exactly is happening to me here? When somebody is telling me something about the situation or paristhiti, उस time पे do I really aware of what is happening inside me? Exactly मेरे अंदर क्या हो रहा है? And that exactly is giving birth to whenever you hear this or encounter this situation, is it really lifting you up or depleting you? Tell me if there is a situation. I will give an example of there are a lot of challenges we are facing today. Not only today, जब तक हम जिंदा हैं तब तक हम challenges face करते ही रहेंगे, right? अब उस challenges को face करते समय already हमारे पास problem है. So do I need to add to the problem, or should I help to reduce that the pressure of the problem? What should I do? Please give me the answer in the chat box. अगर कोई problem में है तो आप उनके problem को बढ़ाएंगे कि आप उसके problem को कम करेंगे? Reduce. Amazing. Right. So I will give an example, Raza, from Mahabharata. So there was this person, the character called Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was blind. If you know, I'm sure most of the people from India, they definitely know Mahabharata. So Dhritarashtra was blind, and it is a great epic. Now there is his wife Gandhari. What she does, she says, "Oh, मेरे husband blind है, तो मैं भी blind हो जाती हूँ." Now,
Right.
So did she reduce his problem, or she has increased his problem?
It's increased.
She's increased, her problem. So, she's a great personality. This is a story, with due respect to Mahabharata, what a way I'm seeing it. She should have been kind of, should have been helping hand to Dhritarashtra by not, blindfolding her, right? And that is what we are doing. So whenever we encounter a situation, instead of trying to reduce the burden of that particular person who's going through the problem, we actually end up enhancing his problem, isn't it? Now, tell me, why does this happen? It is basically because of the state of the mind from where I'm operating. If I'm operating from the disempowering state, no matter whatever challenges I go face, I'm going to increase the problem. It's like when one beggar meets the other beggar, only beggary increases, right? So so in relationship, if you see, husband is expecting happiness from wife is expecting happiness from husband. Both are begging for happiness. So one beggar meeting the other beggar. I hope my wife is not listening. So one beggar meeting the other beggar, and obviously एक beggar दूसरे beggar से क्या बोलेगा, हमें कितने beg करना है, कितना beg करना है, कहाँ beg करना है. They are all going to talk about begging only, right?
Wow, that's a wonderful analogy. Wonderful.
So if you see here, that is the reason I'm not using positive or negative. The reason is, किसी ने positive सोचा. I will give an example why I say this. किसी ने positive सोचा, इसीलिए उन्होंने aeroplane बनाया, right? Now, किसी ने negative सोचा, अगर plane से मैं गिर गया तो क्या? Plane से अगर मैं गिर जाऊं तो क्या होगा? तो किसी ने parachute बनाया, कि गिर गया तो ये है. So it is not about positive or negative. What do you do with that incident? That's very important. That's the reason I've deleted that word from my dictionary. It's not positive or negative. No matter whatever it is, the first question to yourself is, the moment you encounter that situation, whether it is anukula paristhiti or pratikula paristhiti,
what is that?
So basically, the conducive, the favorable situation, which is anukula.
Anukula. Okay.
Unfavorable situation, which is pratikula. Right. So, so basically, जब I say this all the time. जब मेरा बच्चा रोता है, दिल में दर्द होता है, मेरा पड़ोसी का बच्चा रोता है, सिर में दर्द होता है। जब जब मेरी
Right.
बीवी रोती है तो सिर में दर्द होता है, जब पड़ोसी की बीवी रोती है दिल में दर्द होता है। Basically,
Right.
so see how Paristhiti is changing your Manusthiti. Now, if Paristhiti is changing your Manusthiti, that means आपका जो रिमोट कंट्रोल है वो परिस्थिति के हाथ में है। मतलब कोई भी थोड़ा भी आपको चाबी मारेगा, you are done, you're gone, isn't it? So
Right.
if it is okay if you're using WhatsApp or Facebook, but if WhatsApp and Facebook are using you, I'm sure you're in trouble because आपका जो remote control है
Right.
वहाँ पे. So the whole essence of empowering mind is क्या आपका remote control situation के हाथ में है या situation का remote control आपके हाथ में है. That's basically that alertness. Honestly, I am nobody to talk about solution here. It's just that बोलते हैं ना कि हम घोड़े को तालाब के पास लेके आ सकते हैं, but पानी नहीं. So it's all about
Right.
the clarity, and that's the reason I am using the word this class. स्पष्टता होना बहुत जरूरी है. Exactly आपके अंदर क्या हो रहा है. Otherwise, you are really gone. So there was this lady who was dreaming, and dream में there was this handsome hunk who was coming near. उसके dream में, वो lady के dream में, there was this handsome man who was coming very, very close to her, and you almost were on the verge of kissing her. So this lady अचानक से उस सपने में घुसती है, her breath was going very fast, and she's like, there is a pause, and this lady asked this question to that gentleman, hey, what are you going to do next? For that gentleman replies, ma'am, this is your dream.
Acha.
Your dream. You are the one who will
Nice.
decide. It is your dream.
Nice.
See, our dream is also not happening the way we want it to happen. That means हमारा जो remote control है completely we have given to it, and that is the reason we are playing victim to anything, everything we encounter, anything and everything we encounter. But if you are really aware and that, oh yeah, wow, it's great, it's an opportunity, pandemic, corona, I'm going to work in a different style, I'm going to use technology, I'm going to do whatever I could do, and this is a great opportunity for me to be creative. Now, if this is the way you perceive the situation, I guarantee you that the way you have attended this session, no matter what, it has not stopped him from running Your Awesome. He's a great guy on the internet. He's on a YouTube channel. I'm a great follower of You Are Awesome. Raza, I've listened to him. He's continuously on, spreading empowerment all the while. So it doesn't matter whether we have technology, do not have technology, pandemic, non-pandemic. The question is, are we aware of what exactly is happening to us? And that is where empowering or disempowering stuff is coming into picture, right? With that note, yeah.
I have a question for you. Like you said that we should control the situation. Now, in sometimes situations ऐसी होती है कि we're not happy about it.
Yeah.
Like someone else's loss or our personal loss. Okay, so we cannot look at that situation in a positive outlook, right? So in that situation, how do we control? We cannot control the situation. We do not have anything to control. What do we do in that situation?
No, fantastic. So I am not saying that, the moment you encounter situation, be happy and be joyful about it. But the only thing, and I'm saying, of course, there is sorrow, there is sadness, there is a loss we have done, right? Now, what else he can do here? There are a lot of people are grieving and crying there. So can I bring that awareness? Hey, all are in disempowering state. Can I bring really that empowering state and do whatever I'm supposed to do with that particular situation? Like if all are crying, there has to be someone has to take a lead. The question is how I'm going to do that. So, there is no how here. It is just that bringing that awareness. Hey, this situation, I had a great loss. I know I'm really feeling sad about it. But having said that, how, we have to do whatever we are supposed to do. If all are in disempowering state there, so who's going to do his Kriya Karam? Who's going to go to the N ward, the municipality, to get the death certificate? Who's the one who's going to get the doctor certificate, etc., etc.? So you will always see there are some folks who are very, very agile and active. Does that mean they don't have any sorrow? Of course, they do have sorrow. But the thing is, we are supposed to do whatever we are supposed to do. And that can happen only when you are in an empowering state. Definitely is not going to do it in December. If you tell, and that is the reason whenever the death happens, relatives normally, whether it is son or a doctor or whoever, that person doesn't go to municipality to get that death certificate. It is always the friend or someone who is far relative, they go and take that initiative, because there has to be someone to that. So long story short, I'm not saying that we can control the situation. No, we cannot. We can hardly do anything about the situation, but definitely within, it is everything. So I am the manager of all the faculties inside me, Raza. So I am the manager of all the things which are happening inside, right? So will I create misery for myself or will I create joy for myself? That's the question.
Okay.
So, that's a question to you.
Yeah,
The manager of the faculties of myself, whatever happening inside. So am I the, so when
my responsibility.
So will I create misery or will I create joy for myself?
We should definitely create joy for us.
Yeah, are we?
That's the, yeah. No, that's definitely the case.
Why?
And that actually brings me to the next question, because I'll tell you what, if I take a recent event that has affected a lot of people, was the suicide of Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, if you see, I am not related to Sushant. Yes. I don't even know him, right? But that affected a lot of people as their personal loss. They started, and I have, you have also heard news of people committing suicide after listening to the news or getting affected by that news, right? Yes. So, I am responsible for my own happiness, my own joy, but someone else's loss, someone who I was not even close to, okay, is bringing me misery. How is that happening? How do I control that?
Yeah, I think great question. And to be honest with you, it is almost a week that I was pondering on that as well. As if I've lost someone who's very dear, because Sushant is the one who held up even my brother's kid in Pavitra Rishta serial. And
wow.
my daughter has also held by him in Ghatkopar East when the shooting was happening. So there was that connection. Me and my wife are pondering about all that, and I couldn't believe it. And as you rightly said, I was just checking what's happening to me here. And, pata chala ki yaar, this is really something not possible, because a guy who has worked with Dhoni for 2 years, kaise ho sakta hai? So I was just pondering over the questions. I myself was just checking कि exactly क्यों ऐसे हो रहा है ना, वो कोई मेरा relative है ना नहीं है, but मैंने देखा flooded the Facebook, the social media, and everything was flooded, and he was such a great guy. So कहीं ना कहीं हमने अपने आप को identify किया है सुशांत के story के साथ, and that is the reason वहाँ पे एक awareness मुझे आया कि no matter whatever you are having, wealth, fame, stardom, that is the reason why we are doing this session. I really don't know kya hai background, mujhe nahi pata, what exactly went through. So don't want to comment anything on that incident. But yes, mere sath kya hua, main wo aapke sath share karna chahta hu, and how I managed to see that, okay, now this has happened. So how do I kind of, see and overcome my own sorrow which I was kind of going through, and why am I doing this like this? So धीरे धीरे करते करते I was just talking to myself, and देखा कि जितने भी लोग यहाँ पे share कर रहे हैं उनके posts, उनके ये वगैरह वगैरह, then I got this news coming all the way that there has to be somewhere एक आशा दिखा कि that CBI inquiry is going to happen. इस तरह से, yeah, someone said could not sleep for a week. Exactly, it's the same thing happened to me and my wife as well, because we have seen, and Sandhya ma'am, thanks to Sandhya ma'am who was there. She's very close to Sushant actually, and our brother, because he was the cameraman for Balaji Productions. So
Oh.
इसका क्वेश्चन का आंसर अगर मैं बोलूं तो मैंने अपने आप को ही देखा कि एग्जैक्टली मैंने अपने आप को कैसे कंसोल किया कि इफ आई कंटिन्यू टू डू दिस it is going to hamper the people who are relying on me.
Hmm.
What I did quickly, I came back to my senses and said, no, I think it's gone, it's gone. How we can ensure that this does not happen again? And that is the reason I saw it. Now, it depends on people to people, Raza. I won't be able to give a particular answer to this question, but yes, but the thing is, as I said, what exactly happening to me and how it is impacting
Hmm.
my dear ones and near ones. And it
Hmm.
was an eye opener that it
Hmm.
is not the fame, it is not the money, it is not the stardom which is giving you happiness. And
True.
that is the reason we are doing this session. That
Absolutely
it is
true.
our physical and mental state which is we need to be aware of. So there is no particular answer to this question. Be aware and be alert.
Yeah, thank you so much. Last question before I ask audiences to ask their questions. So, I have seen you stressing a lot on communication and communicating, being in this moment, not thinking about past, not thinking about future, being in this moment and communicating with with the person in front of you. So, could you please elaborate on that front for the audience?
Okay, so I always call it as wow in the now. So
Hmm.
so सो वाव इन द नाउ सो हमने क्या किया है कि हमें लगता है कि जो भी चीज नाव में हो रहे हैं दिट इज जस्ट अ मीन्स टू एन एंड to the situation. Like for example, if I am getting up early in the morning to go to office, so the first thing I do brush, and मैं इतना जो फटाफट ब्रश कर लेता हूँ कि बस ब्रश इज नॉट अ रियल इम्पोर्टेंट. मेरा ऑफिस जाना important है. Then I
Hmm.
take a bath. I take
Right.
a bath in a very hurried, पानी गिर रहा है. This is not important. This bathing is not important. Office पहुंचना important है. And then I फटाफट come on the breakfast table. I have it फटाफट से. That is not important. I'm reaching office is important. And then I फटाफट getting into traffic. That traffic में my state is like क्यों हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, मेरे साथ ही क्यों हो रहा है. And then with this all hustle bustle and everything, I finally reach office. Right. Now, if you see this entire incident, did I experience a brush, bathing, a breakfast? There is beautiful breakfast made by mom. No, that is not important because my reaching office is important. Having said that, I'm not saying that you should not reach on time. I'm not saying it's okay, aram se lethargic, okay. No, my point is, uh, did I enjoy did I do all these activity uh, um, consciously with awareness? I'm using this word awareness. You can make it out. I give you a classic example here. Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. It's a fantastic movie. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, Salman Khan, and Ajay Devgan. Right? Please give me an answer. Have you all seen this movie called Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam? If yes, please could you please yes on the chat
Yes.
box, please. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. All right, great. So, otherwise, अगर आपने देखा ही नहीं है तो it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Okay, cool. So, इस मूवी में स्टोरी ऐसा है कि ऐश्वर्या राय को सलमान से प्यार हो जाता है, and then somehow because of the pressure from her father, she was forced to marry Ajay Devgan, right? And she
Right.
was not at all happy with that, right? She was not at all happy with that. But this gentleman, Mr. Devgan, had a very empowering state of mind. So he said, "Don't worry, कोई पति ऐसा नहीं होगा जो आज के तरीके से करता है." So this very beautiful man with a great mindset, I think उसने empowering man already attend किया होगा. So he gives a commitment. Somebody said, "Lol, yeah, thanks." So this commitment, from Ajay Devgan to Aishwarya, you don't worry, Aishwarya. I will ensure that you meet your boyfriend and get married to him. And the story goes from there. He takes her to Italy, and and then Aishwarya was hating him for whatever he's doing. बड़े मान बनने की जरूरत नहीं है, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. Then बीच में बहुत सारे situations and events, and finally she meets Salman Khan. Now see, entire movie, 2.5 hours, she was like, Salman Khan, Chahiye, Salman Chahiye, Salman Chahiye, Salman Chahiye, Salman Chahiye, Salman Chahiye. But when she actually meets Salman, she was not happy. She was not happy. She wanted to go back to Ajay Devgan. But she has really miserably behaved with him. And the whole experience and the journey with Ajay Devgan, she did not enjoy at all because she was never in the now. She was always in the future, that I'll be happy only when I meet Salman Khan. But to be honest, by the time she meets Salman, she's so exhausted that she couldn't even greet him, meet Salman properly. And that is exactly what is happening. ये important नहीं है, वो important है. मेरा 1 lakh salary पाना important है, job important है, वो important है. So what is happening here? मैं अनुभव को अनुभव नहीं कर रहा हूँ जो मेरा present. I'll give you a classic story here, Raza, to elaborate further. And it's my favorite story. We don't experience the experience in the now. And we are not here, right? For example, just check all the participants. आप लोग अभी कितने % यहाँ पे हैं? I'm sure आप लोग 100% नहीं हैं. आप लोग, I was talking to Raza also other day when he's talking to me, and he was alert कि हाँ यार मैं 100% नहीं हूँ. Okay, Sandhya ma'am, she's there 100%. That's great. So there are so many people कि 11:30 के हो जाएगा तो मुझे आज गटरी है, जाना है, वो लेना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, whatever. Right? So you are here, but you're not here 100%. So just don't agree with me, don't disagree, but see for your own self, are we really in this session where Raza and me are talking? If you really are there, I think that's great. So I will further elaborate on this. Why I call wow in the now is, wow in the now. So make every activity as wow. Then you will see wowness will come in your life. So let me give this a beautiful story. There is this passenger from Delhi comes to Mumbai. And this passenger wanted to go to Kandivali from Mumbai airport. So he hires the taxi. और taxi में वो बैठते हैं और taxi वाले को बोलते हैं कि taxi वाले साहब मुझे कांदिवली जाना है. Okay? So taxi start होता है and जैसे ही थोड़ा आगे जाता है, this passenger उनके back में ऐसे pat करता है, ऐसे touch करता है, and the moment the passenger touches the driver, वो उसकी गाड़ी right, left, center, इधर उधर होके finally he bangs the wall, and this driver looks at the passenger and tells me, "Don't touch me." And this passenger was like, "Oh my God, what happened? मैंने सिर्फ आपको touch किया, what happened?" And then after 10 minutes, driver came back to his senses and he said, "Oh, sorry sir, ये आपकी गलती नहीं है, मेरी गलती है." तो passenger बोलते क्या गलती है? मैंने तो सिर्फ touch किया था. तो बोलते नहीं sir, today is the first day I am driving the cab. So this gentleman says, ठीक है, तो first दिन हुआ तो क्या हुआ? It's not a big deal. I just touched you. नहीं sir, actually, then the taxi driver says, नहीं sir, actually क्या है कि मैं पिछले 15 साल से van चला रहा था. So again, it is utterly confused. Passenger van और cab में क्या फर्क है? वही accelerator है, brake है, clutch है, right? So this, then this driver says, नहीं sir, actually क्या है, मैं पिछले 15 साल से I used to ferry dead bodies. मैं dead body का van चलाता था. जब आपने touch किया, मुझे ऐसा लगा कोई भूता ने touch किया. So the question to all of you is, did he experience that touch? He was in the car, but he was still in the van. So coming back to the question was asked, what is this wow in the now? So if you make, like for example, this session which you are going through now, are you really feeling wowness in there? Wow, great. You might be knowing this story. That is okay. But the thing is, you're really enjoying this particular, stuff. Wow, that's really amazing. No matter whether you know. So are we really experiencing wowness in the now? Because seriously, in the now, whether you're thinking about the past, you're thinking now. If you're planning for the future, you're planning now. What is your state now? Empowering state or disempowering? I'm not saying that we should not plan for future. Take the reference from the past, plan for the future, but live in the now. Don't prepare to live.
Wow.
Please live. That is what is it. Over to you, Raza.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. I think I love the concept. Before I go to my next question, I will ask audiences if they have any questions, please put it in the chat box. If you want me to unmute you, please let me know so that I can unmute you. You can interact with Anil and ask your own questions. Till the time audiences are asking their questions, I have a question. Anil, when can we have a book from you? We would love
From
to
you.
read about concepts like wow in the now. We would love to read about these concepts. Are you
There is
writing a
book.
book?
So there is already a book by Mr. Keval, and not the Keval Shah, but there's another guy called Keval who is also a very good friend of mine. You can go and read his book called Wow in the Now. It's on Amazon, and I'm doing advertisement for him here. Yeah, it is amazing. So if anybody
So
wants to
when
understand,
will we see your book?
I never thought of writing a book, to be honest, Raza. If somebody writes for me, I will definitely give my content. If there is anybody ready to interview me and write a book for me, please.
I'm sure there would be a lot of people. One thing that I remember, and I want to ask you, I think 5-6 years back when I met you, that was I think the second year I had recently joined a job, and you spoke about the EMI trap. Spoke about कि अभी आगे जाके you will fall in that EMI trap. You will not be able to move out of this race, and you will not be able to start something of your own. 20 years of corporate experience, holding very high prestigious position in a lot of global MNCs. How did you come up with that mindset? Because I think this is very important right now. A lot of people have lost their job. A lot of people are facing, salary cuts. They're planning to start something of their own. How did you muster that courage to leave that prestigious job, leave a fat salary, and start something of your own?
Wow, that's fantastic question, actually. Yeah. Thanks to Anthony Robbins' theory, which made me.
Ah,
So basically, it's a wonderful question you touched, Raza. Thank you so much for putting this question on this platform. A very dear question to me. So please tell me about your CA journey. Okay, somebody's asking me here. So I've cleared my CA. It's almost 21 years of experience with almost 15 years. In 14 to 15 years, I've done my CA. So my journey, I've started my journey with Killer Jeans. Killer Jeans का नाम सुना होगा आपने, Killer and Lawman Jeans. So very famous. And then I went on to to JP Morgan. JP Morgan is the US based investment bank. Then for about 4 years, then I went into Cognizant. From Cognizant, I went to Accenture. From a global consulting consultant, travel around the globe. Then I finally end up with Nomura. Nomura is the one which has taken over Lehman Brothers, when Lehman collapsed. So it is a Japanese company and investment bank. So 2015, yeah, I was holding a senior assistant vice president position in Nomura. It was in 2015. I left, but before I left, I heard this gentleman, Mr. Anthony Robbins. You might have heard his name. He's a big man on the planet Earth. So he has given a beautiful theory on the pain and the pleasure. Actually, I have a slide, but I'm not going to go through the slide. Quickly, I'm going to share why, and how I could take a decision. And thanks to my, my near ones who helped me to, take that decision as well. If you ask me, am I happy with that decision? Yes, I am. But did I make a lot of money in that time? Not really. I'm still, trying to cope up with, that level of income, thanks to all the situations which I had faced in my life. But yes, I will, because I'm seeing that as an empowering state here. Now, coming back to the point, why and how it has helped me to take that decision. There is something called as pain and pleasure. So pain है और एक pleasure. अगर हम कोई चीज नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि उसमें pain है, अगर हम कोई चीज करते हैं तो उसमें pleasure है इसलिए करते हैं. Right? Now this beautiful theory called pain and pleasure. So there is something called as short-term pain and there is a long-term pain. And there is short-term pleasure and a long-term pleasure. Right? Now see very carefully, listen to this. It has changed my life actually. This theory, as Rosa, this thing has changed my life, and I'm sharing with all the corporate folks. I'm not telling to leave your job. No, that's not the thing I'm trying to say here. Here, how to take a decision, whether you're starting a business, whether you're joining a job, whatever it is. Now, I will give this example of short-term pain, long-term, vagera, vagera. See, if somebody wants to reduce the weight, अगर मुझे 20 kg कम करना है, so अगर मुझे 20 kg कम करना है, तो then I have to go through a short term pain. वो क्या क्या short term pain रहेंगे रजा? मुझे जल्दी उठना पड़ेगा, exercise करने पड़ेंगे, diet करना पड़ेगा. These are all the pain which I have to take. Now, if I take this pain, I can get the long-term pleasure, which is a great, health, a great well-being I will experience, isn't it? Right? Now,
Right.
if I have to take the short-term pain, then I have to, kind of go away, do away with my short-term pleasure. I have to leave my vada pav, pizza, my late-night parties, whatnot. I have to stop all the junk
Sacrifice sleep.
sleep, and मेरा ये जो late night party सब बंद करना पड़ेगा. Now here you have a choice, right?
Right.
नहीं नहीं यार, मैं अपना जंक फूड नहीं छोड़ सकता, मैं मेरा लेट नाइट पार्टी नहीं छोड़ सकता. I don't want to take that pain. I don't want to take that pain. So now see, here you don't want to do away with your short term pleasures because you don't want to take the short term pain. Now see, when you take these short term pleasures and you don't do away with these, what happens? You go on with your short term pleasure, and then finally you get into long term pain. And what is the long-term pain? Obesity, cholesterol, cancer, and what not, right? So if you put whatever decision you want to make, so when I put that, so what I'm supposed to do? The conclusion is attach pleasure to your short-term pains. Attach pleasure to your short-term pains. Now you'll be wondering, how do I attach pleasure to my pain? See, I'll tell you. So, for example, here 20 kg मुझे घटाना है, so I'm attaching pleasure to my pain. What is my pleasure? Wow, if I do this exercise and diet, I'm going to look great. I'm going to, all my shirts are going to be tucked in great. I will feel confident, vagera, vagera. So this is the way you are attaching pleasure to your short-term pain. And now do second thing, attach pain to your short-term pleasures. How do I attach pain to short-term pleasure? Yuck, अगर मैं obese हो गया, मोटा दिखूंगा, मेरे सारे shirt lose हो जाएंगे, and I will look yuck. So when you put pain to your short-term pleasure, you will automatically able to take a decision, whatever that decision may be.
Wow.
You can go to Anthony Robbins and see short-term pain, long-term pain. It's a beautiful theory, and this is how I took a decision. Raza, over to you.
Thank you so much. I mean, that was really empowering. All the discussions that we have had so far with regards to empowering your mind, wow, in the now, and now this short-term and long-term pleasure and pain. This is so beautiful. I'm so glad that you were here. Now, before we end the session, I would want you to tell about the services that you provide to audiences and how they can contact you, and what are the ways that they can connect with you.
Okay. Before that, Mr. Swaroop is asking, how do I work on the mind?
Work on the mindset.
Yeah. So may I do one exercise, a couple of exercise, simple exercise on this platform, Raza, with your permission?
Sure. Please go ahead.
Having said that, we are supposed to work on the alertness and awareness. So I am not going to tell you to be a meditative and other things. I'm going to give you two powerful things which will help you to come back to your alertness in no time, right? So what we are supposed to do, most people like, like Keval, there is Sandhya ma'am, they already know about this technique and they are using it. And you can vouch for it. This is an amazing technique. First one is wow. It will work like all is well. Three Idiots movie, all is well. So the moment you say wow, it will take you to the empowering state immediately. That's number one. Number two, let's do this activity. Aapko karna kya hai? I know we are almost 11:27. We got 3 minutes to go here. So let me quickly.
We can extend it a little while. That's not a problem.
Okay, that's great. So that's great because I have so many things to give you, but to be honest, I need to
Please.
be kind of this.
I think everyone, I'm getting so many personal messages, WhatsApp messages also, and everyone is loving this session, so we can extend it. That's not a problem. Please go ahead.
That's great. So let me give Mr. Swapnil, the question was asked, so how do I? So let me give you a couple of techniques. So ये हो गया हमारा mind unhealthy क्यों है, disempowering क्यों है, but the question is how do I come back to my empowering state? The number one is, oh, somebody is telling please extend. रजा
Yeah, this is the first time someone is saying that. मेरे सेशन में नहीं बोलते तुम लोग.
say wow, Bharat.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go with this technique. Very powerful technique coming from the great Eckhart Tolle, one of the powerful man on the planet Earth, who has written a book called Power of Now. You can go to Power of Now, and जो भी मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, मेरा कुछ भी नहीं है. This is all coming from the masters. I'm just living what they have taught to me. So honestly, यहाँ पे मेरा कोई भी patent copyright नहीं है, right? Let's go to the first activity, which is you have to close your eyes and just wait for your next thought. आपका जो next विचार जो आने वाला है, उसका आपको इंतजार करना है. You close your eyes. We can do all together. आप जब अपना आंख बंद कीजिए और अपना जो नेक्स्ट विचार जो आने वाला है, द नेक्स्ट थॉट जो भी होगा वो उसे आने दीजिए और उसका इंतजार कीजिए. चलिए ये हम 5 सेकेंड के लिए करते हैं. क्लोज योर आईज एंड वेट फॉर योर नेक्स्ट थॉट टू कम इन, और उसे आने दीजिए और एंजॉय कीजिए जो भी आ रहा है. Alright, great. Open your eyes, please. So, कितने लोगों को thought आया? Sorry, कितने लोगों को thought नहीं आया? If you could put on the chat box. कितने लोगों को thought नहीं आया? No thought. Okay, great. नहीं आया, नहीं आया. That's fantastic. Well done. That is it. You are already empowered. No thought.
Right.
Now, this question to all of you. Isn't it amazing? Please type yes, yes, yes or no.
I had like 30 thoughts in those 5 seconds.
That's amazing. So, agar aaya ya nahi aaya, that is not important here. The important stuff is, you brought your senses back to the now in no time. In no time. आप देख रहे हैं लोग परेशान है, विचार मेरा विचार विचार विचार, और अभी मैं देख रहा हूँ किसी को विचार, दूसरे लोगों को विचार नहीं आया. Isn't it amazing? I think it brings smile on all your face here. Now this is a very quick one. Now let's unfold on this. Why this had happened? Because आप alert थे, आप aware थे, इसलिए विचार नहीं आए. वो विचार डर गया कि मुझे कोई देख रहा है. Right? पलक झपकते ही विचार आपके ऊपर हावी होगा जैसे आप alert नहीं रहेंगे. बोलते हैं ना कि क्या है, नजर हटी दुर्घटना घटी. So the moment you are unaware, the thought will pounce on you and it will make you a victim. But the moment you take control of your thought, it's like, am I using my mind or the mind is using me? Now for a second you have used your mind, and that's the reason, that thought didn't come. And that is the fantastic thing, because I am not the body, I am not the thought. The question is, who am I? Right? वो mind डर गया, वो thought आया नहीं, लेकिन ये सिर्फ 10 सेकंड के लिए हुआ, आपने किया. क्या आप 15 सेकंड के लिए कल कर सकते हैं एक्टिविटी? नेक्स्ट डे 30 सेकंड के लिए कर सकते हैं एक्टिविटी? Yes, if you continue to do that, I guarantee you this is going to be a phenomenal anubhava, and you will automatically come into empowering state in no time. All right, this is the first one. Let's go to the second one. It's a very easy, इसे मैं कैप्सूल कहूंगा, because आज की तारीख में मॉडर्न लोगों के पास आधा घंटा बैठने का टाइम नहीं है. इसीलिए we are giving on this platform called You Are Awesome, where you really going to be awesome, and you'll be grateful to Raza and his entire team for putting up this together. Right? So thank you so much, Raza. You are so awesome, actually. So let's go to the second one. The second activity which you can bring and which can help you to come to empowering state. Yeah, Sandhya is telling thank you. That's great, Sandhya.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandhya.
All right. So let's look at this second activity. Okay. पहला था wow. Second था अपना thought का इंतजार कीजिए. Now let's go to the third one. A very, very powerful one, coming from one of the greatest saints of India called Ramana Maharshi. And the reason I'm quoting these names, because I want to tell you, these are all coming from the masters. ये मेरा बिल्कुल नहीं है. So you can go and listen to them, because I am a tea bag. आप मुझे इस session के बाद फेंक दीजिए. I am your tea bag. But ये tea आपको पीना है. So let's go to this third activity. करना क्या है आपको? You close your eyes. So thoughts are emerging from me. आपको करना क्या है? ये जो विचार है मुझसे आ रहे हैं. Thoughts are emerging from me. Now the next thing, where is this me emerging from? ये आपको check करना है. Where is this me emerging from? So close your eyes and see. Thoughts are emerging from me. मुझसे आ रहे विचार. मैं कहाँ से आ रहा हूँ? Where is this me emerging from? उस me को खोजना है आपको. So close your eyes. See, thoughts are emerging from me. Where is this me emerging from? उस me को ढूंढना है आपको. चलिए, let's do this activity for about 10 seconds. All right, please open your eyes and tell me वो me आपको मिला क्या? अगर नहीं मिला, तो please put no, no, no on the chat box. Oh, that's great. See, Raza, your people are already empowered. Now, where is this me? मैं chartered accountant हूँ, मैं MBA हूँ, मैं गरीब हूँ, मैं अमीर हूँ. जैसे कि मैंने आपको कहा था, we are already whole and complete. हम सभी लोग whole and complete है. आपके अंदर already है. आप already आपके अंदर का जो extra stone है, वो हम निकाल रहे हैं अभी. See, how are you feeling? Can you bring smile on your face? Wow, there is nothing.
Right.
So we are nothing basically. So when you work from this state called nothing, there is no question of inferiority. There is no question of superiority. There is no CA. There is no BCom. There is no beggar. There is no Safai wala. There is nothing. And we all are whole and complete. So ladies and gentlemen, all guys, please do these 3 activities. Wow. Wait for your thought to come. And you see, where is this me emerging from? You will find nowhere, because we are shunya. That's what we call in, as Buddha says, that we are shunya. So when you operate from shunya, there is nothing to gain, there is nothing to lose. You will be awesome forever. Over to you, Raza.
Thank you so much. I mean, this is amazing. We've learned so many things. And as I always say, you're awesome. This series is not only about motivating, inspiring. It is about giving action steps. Inspiration करते रहेंगे, तो it will not for a long period of time. I think you have given us some action steps. You've inspired us. You've empowered our mind. You have also inspired us to follow our passion. So I want to understand on that front. And this is, if we have some questions from the audience, we'll take it. Or else this could be my last question. So what is it that you're doing these days, and how can you help the audience that we have today?
All right, so I am completely idle nowadays. And you have employed me here. So yeah, I'm completely idle, and it's me and my laptop. And I interact with my friends like Sandhya, like Keval. We deliberate on the topics. They're all superb guys. There is Keval Shah on the in the program here. There is Sandhya. We deliberate on all the things, what exactly we do. And I learn from Sandhya. I learn from Keval. Yeah, I could see Keval there. So if you allow me to give,
yeah, I'd give him the.
If you would allow Keval to speak about his experience of interaction, Keval, I'll be grateful, and obviously Sandhya as well. You will come at how this has helped them. I'm not
just a minute. I'll give Sandhya also the access. I can't find Sandhya. Keval, I've already given you the access.
Keval is
share your experience.
Keval is a chartered accountancy final student, and he's also a businessman. So, Keval, you want to talk about your interaction about us?
Hi everyone.
Sandhya, you can also unmute yourself. Hi.
Sure. Hi.
It is a great experience, right?
Yeah, Keval.
But rather than sharing, it is more about experiencing. So when they will experience this thing, they will get what Exactly it is.
Mhm.
So what was your experience, Keval, if you want to share?
More clarity over the things we do in day-to-day activity, rather than just hopping
Mm.
around and there. We get the clarity. We are calm. We are at peace. It is very good experience, right?
And how about wow? You know, we are using this wowness every time.
Wow, it's right now that seventh vada pav for them.
I've not shared what about story with them, so they don't know about that story. Raza knows about it though.
I know the vada pav KB.
So it's right now second or third vada pav for them. So let's go step by step.
All right, great. Thanks, Keval. Sandhya, thanks, Keval. Sandhya, you want to share?
अह, अनिल के बारे में अगर मैं रजा बात करने बैठूं ना तो शायद ये 3 से 4 घंटा जाएगा, लेकिन
Right.
मैं बताऊं कि अनिल ने जो भी चीजें बताई, इम्प्लीमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. रजा, जब मैं अनिल से मिलती थी तो मुझे ऐसा लगता था ये बंदा पागल है, क्योंकि वो चीजें जो मुझे बोलता था तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि लाइफ इतना इजी है, पॉजिटिव सोचना क्या इतना इजी है. तो सारी चीजें, लेकिन एक चीज था, उसने जो भी चीजें मुझे बोली रजा और मैं करते गई. मुझे याद है द एज ऑफ 48 जब मुझे कुछ करना था तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा था मैं कहाँ से शुरू करूँ और कैसे करूँ. तो जब मैं अनिल से मिली तो मैंने अनिल को ऐसे ही पूछा कि अनिल, मैंने कहा 50,000 रुपया कमाना है, क्या कर सकती हूँ. तो उसने मुझे देख के बोला, क्या 50,000 का बात कर रही है, तेरे में कैपेसिटी है कि तू लाखों करोड़ों कमा सकती है. तो मैंने एक सेकंड उसको देखा, मैंने बोला ये तो पूरा पागल है. लेकिन आज मैं बोलूँ ना रजा, जो भी हूँ, जो भी सीखा, बोलते ना अनिल मुझसे 7 से 8 साल छोटा है, लेकिन बोलते ना जो गुरु का दर्जा होता है और लाइफ में एक गुरु होना बहुत जरूरी है. 10 12 साल से मैं सीख रही हूँ अनिल के साथ. मैं और अनिल जब भी बैठते हैं, अगर मुझे बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है या डिप्रेशन होता है, मैं अनिल को कॉल करती हूँ और मैं सारे प्रॉब्लम बताती हूँ. वो सुनता है और बाद में क्या बोलता है मालूम है, संध्या से वाओ. तो जहाँ पे जो 1 घंटा जो मुझे वो जो डिप्रेशन होता है और जब वो मुझे बोलता है, जब मैं बोलती हूँ वाओ, डोंट, मतलब मैं वो चीज वर्ड्स में नहीं बता सकती हूँ. वो 1 सेकंड मुझे लगता है हाँ, एटलीस्ट हम लोग अवेयर है कि हाँ ये चैलेंजेस है, उसको कैसे आगे जाना है. और जितने भी टेक्निक्स अनिल ने बताए हैं मैंने 100% किया, मुझे वो रिजल्ट मिला. और आज जैसे मैंने बोला ना, बिकॉज ऑफ द अनिल आज मैंने एक औरतों पे जो काम कर रही हूँ, एक हेल्पिंग हैंड करके एक ग्रुप बनाया है कि जो मैंने सीखा तो ऐसा था कि हाउस वाइफ, स्पेशली हाउस वाइफ पे, कि बिजनेस करना एक हाउस वाइफ के लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है. एंड वी जस्ट स्टार्ट कि वहाँ पे फिर सपोर्ट सिस्टम मिलते गया, लोग जुड़ते गए. तो अनिल से जितना भी सीखो, मैं आज भी सीखती हूँ. हम लोग जब भी 3 घंटा 4 घंटा 6 घंटा देखेंगे तो यही टॉपिक पे बात करते रहते हैं. और सारी चीजें अगर वो जो बोल रहे हैं, अगर हमने 100% लाइफ में डाला, तो वो चीजें करना. क्योंकि आज अगर मैं बोलूँ तो मुझे कोई भी टेंशन नहीं लगता है, या कोई फियर नहीं रहा रजा. मतलब अगर फियर भी आता है तो ऐसा लगता है कि इससे क्या हो, मतलब वो चैलेंज भी काफी छोटा लगता है. पर रियली मैं, हम लोग हमेशा लोगों को सुनते हैं, बस वो 1 घंटे के लिए मोटिवेट होते हैं और बाद में भूल जाते हैं. पर अगर इसको रियली इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे रियली, तो 100% रिजल्ट है रजा. एंड थैंक यू सो मच रजा, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. अगर ये एवरी संडे हो, तो कि हम लोग एक एक टॉपिक पे डिस्कस कर पाए और बार 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 अगर हम लोग सुनते हैं ना, तो अगर एवरी संडे हम लोग पॉजिटिव चीजें सुनते रहे तो पता भी नहीं चलेगा हम कम पॉजिटिव बन जाते हैं.
Absolutely. That's actually the objective. Thank you, Sandhya. Thank you for sharing
thank
your
you so
experience.
much.
Thank you, Keval. Thank you for taking the effort. Camera on करके बोलना,
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, that's actually the objective also. कि every Sunday, if we listen to positive things, if we listen to inspiring and motivating figures like Anil, तो कहीं ना कहीं उनके कुछ गुण, जैसे गुरु के गुण शिष्य में आ जाते हैं, तो उनके कुछ गुण हमारे में आ जाए और हम भी उनके जितनी एनलाइटमेंट, उनके जितनी सक्सेस लाइफ में अचीव करें. ये ही ऑब्जेक्टिव के साथ योर ऑसम शुरू हुआ है. So yes, that's of course there, and I'm really glad and happy that all of you, came here, became part of this. Okay, just a question to you, Sandhya. You mentioned about housewife who can be part of the WhatsApp group. If you could help us understand, if you could put in a chat box, okay, how can they be part of the group if they want to be? If there would be people who want to contact you, how can they do that? If you could put it in the chat box, that would help.
At least you can give me that.
Sure. Yeah. And Anil, as I was mentioning, what are the services that you provide, and how can the audiences contact you? If you can elaborate on that front, like you're there on Facebook, you're there on, you do regular live session on Facebook. I see that you're there on LinkedIn. So how can the audience connect with you?
So I think we can take it offline, and I will tell you, Raza, there, or basically we are Transparence. www.transparenceindia.com is the website, and we are doing a lot of sessions on other wellness solutions, rather not on this topic. But we can do that. If you have any ideas there, because currently I've done one for Somaya College on June 6th, and now that I'm doing here. So yeah, it's basically the corporate sessions are not happening due. I'm not able to travel because of whatever. Yeah. So currently nothing so much on the internet with regard to the life coaching, but yeah, we are doing a lot of stuff on wellness, which is every Friday and Saturday. Yeah. So if anything comes up, if you could, you want to have, you have any ideas about how we can engage, then please let me know.
Of course, I would definitely let you know. I think before we close this session, a very, very big thank you to you, Anil, for taking out time for all of us and empowering us. We really, as you said during the start of the session, that agar koi 10:30 se 11:30 baje tak, the person who has entered at 10:30 and will leave at 11:30 will be a different person altogether. I think there is a lot of clarity now. And for people who have not got clarity, they will eventually, if they follow the steps, they will eventually get clarity on that front, right? So thank you so much for coming down. Thank you for sharing such wonderful experiences with us, such wonderful thought processes and your knowledge with us. We will always be grateful. And we would, I think, if you read the comment also, you will find everyone has enjoyed the session so much.
Yeah.
We would love to invite you once again for the program. So I would keep on troubling you as and when the audience demands.
No worries. Anytime. Yeah.
Right. So thank you everyone. Thank you for joining in. हमने आपका 20 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा ले लिया, but I hope it was worth it. And the fact that everyone who has joined in, I think they were there till the end, reflected the fact that they all enjoyed it. They all learned something good. Okay. And thank you again, once again, for joining in. आप लोगों को जैसे मैंने बताया कि next Sunday again 10:30 with a new topic. We will be here. You might find a new guest over here talking about something else. I am planning to build a community. The idea of Your Awesome is to build a community. So I will, in days to come, I will start a WhatsApp group or maybe a Facebook community where I want everyone who has this idea or sense of awareness that I want to do something, I want to develop something. And in that process, I want to help others to be empowered, or I want to lift them up. Right? Is objective ke saath with like-minded people in days to come, we will form a community, and I would love to have all of you there, especially people like Anil, Sandhya, Keval, to join that community so that we can together, help people who want to, do self-development activities. Okay, so with that note, thank you so much once again. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, the entire team. Thank you, audiences, for listening to us, being here. See you again next week, 10:30 sharp. But till that time, one more very, very important thing. That no matter what happens, no corona, no pandemic, nothing, no matter what happens, never, ever, 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 ever forget that you are awesome. So that note, take care. Bye-bye. And bye everyone. Take care.